and the first play will be a field goal try. And Bryant's kick is good. And the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal.
So maybe now the mentality changes in this game, because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like
the Red Sea parts, and there he goes. 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great effort there. 99 yards. And the Browns are able to cash in for 6. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. For the Falcons, Charles, we've talked all year about the injuries that they had in 2018, and you kind of touched on it earlier, too. It's hard to get around them, though, when you look back at this past year. So they go to 7-9, and I know that that's not what they wanted, but with all the injuries, is that okay?
It would be if you didn't think you were going to the Super Bowl. You know, if you didn't think you had a chance at that, and they did going into the season. But when you lose your starting safeties in Ricardo Allen and Keanu Neal, your middle linebacker Deion Jones for a long stretch of time, you end up starting 1-4. Then in the second half of the season, you have a 5-game losing streak. 7-9 is actually better than I thought that they were finishing because of those 2 long losing streaks.
And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Emmanuel Ogbah. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. To throw on second down. Ryan forced out to his left. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Pretty nice gain on the scramble. Gets him 12 yards.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Fourth down. Here's Ryan. This one caught by Ridley. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch.
And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Calvin Ridley, 34 yards. And the Falcons are in for 6. And when a Hail Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that, I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands.
I don't think there's any doubt about it, and I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical numbers that say that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been, but it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they make is that they play everything from behind the receiver. I think they've got to start getting people in front as well to try and knock the ball away.
Football going back to the Cleveland Browns here. All right, let's take a peek back at last season. 7-8-1. You mentioned it earlier. They were a few breaks away from being a playoff team. Hard to believe. But now you go into the offseason for the first time in a long time, Charles, with expectations going into next year. And
how excited is everyone to actually have expectations rather than being the laughing stock of the NFL? You just mentioned they went 7-8-1, 0-16 in 2017, so everyone will take that. But you're right. What's the next step? With Baker Mayfield at quarterback, they believe they can contend for a playoff spot next year. They still will need some help on the defensive end, but what a great place they've started. Myles Garrett at defensive end, Denzel Ward at cornerback, both of them going to the Pro Bowl this season.
Now a second down throw for Mayfield. Got an open man, it's Rattler. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down. A first down carry here for Johnson. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
Detroit! Detroit!
Second down, Mayfield. And he's got his man on the crossing route. That's Landry. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 23 yards on the play.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
On second down, Johnson. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Duke Johnson taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Browns are able to cash in for 6. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead is now 14-10. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance. To return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Touchdowns on back-to-back drives, so a very good flow right now offensively.
Hard to slow them down, too, because they are locked in. Feel like the offense coordinator is a little bit ahead of the defensive guys right now. They're beating them to the punch with their play calls. They've got a nice rhythm they're locked into. How can the defensive guys come up with something that'll disrupt that flow? That's what they're seeking right now.
Well, it's been an exciting sequence to watch. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Ryan to Sanu, good for an Atlanta first down. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. More from Cleveland after this. Throwing now, Ryan on first down. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage. Here's Ryan to throw. It's caught over the middle. Hooper. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Give him 30 yards there. First down now, but that clock rolling.
Hey, wait. Gun. 21.
Now Ryan on first down. Flushed out right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. They'll run it now out of the gun. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. And now the Browns are going to take another timeout. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. The Falcons on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead. But a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Now he's going to throw deep right side. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, second down.
A pretty rocky start in this game for the guy throwing the ball. Already has thrown 1 interception. Almost threw a second one right there. All he's doing right now is giving the defense a whole lot of confidence.
Here's Mayfield. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Robert Alford that time on the great coverage.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Here we go now.
On third down, Mayfield. And he's got his man. That's Landry. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. This quarterback now 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it 1st and 10. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield being chased out left. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. A second down throw for Mayfield. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They go play action. Mayfield. He may try and run for this. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on fourth down. Final play of the half, Mayfield. Now he's going to let it go deep left side. And this is going to be incomplete. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back. It's caught inside the 25. A big play there, Ryan to Jones. 52 yards. Back in the first quarter, you said it. They need to avoid the big play, but he just got a big one right there.
You can't relax. You know, we talked about in the first quarter, but as the game progresses, still opportunities, and he took advantage of one there.
And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily, you're right, but he did there. Throw right side, caught by Ridley. He had their lone TD earlier, now he's got a first down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. They get it to him running left. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game. Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help him at contract time.
So it's his 3rd field goal now with the ball game, and they've needed his leg. This last one gives him the lead.
It's been a back-and-forth kind of a game, hasn't it? Now you got to tell your defense, guys, need you to make this stand up because we got the momentum going in the right direction, but we need you to make sure we carry it home.
And there he goes again. The 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great play there. 99 yards. And the Browns are able to cash in for 6. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 5. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
They'll throw on first down with Ryan. And now he'll tuck it and run. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to wind up and air it out. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And the return will stop right around the 25. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Mayfield now on 2nd down. Dumping it off for Johnson. And he's able to get up here to the 26. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Mayfield to throw it. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
On 4th down, they snap it to Mayfield. They'll have a first down past the 40 as they get this one up to the 44-yard line. Facing a 4th down, they come away with 18 yards and the first down conversion. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. An exciting week with a divisional round coming up on the NFC side of things, Charles. Dallas at L.A., the Rams. Philadelphia at New Orleans. What do you think?
Well, I can't wait because Dallas at the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams feel like they've got their mojo back down the stretch on offense. Dallas feels like they can pound and bruise against anyone with Ezekiel Elliott carrying the load. That's going to be a marquee game. And how about Philadelphia, New Orleans, the defending Super Bowl champs? Here comes Nick Foles again. New Orleans, the #1 seed at home. They don't lose at home in the Drew Brees, Sean Payton era in the playoffs. This is going to be fun. Remember, they played earlier this year, and New Orleans wiped out Philadelphia.
And you'll be calling that game. Enjoy it, partner.
Can't wait.
Mayfield. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. Now he's going to go deep down the left side. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
On 2nd down, Mayfield again. Now he'll let it go deep left side. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Robert Alford. Maybe he telegraphed it a little bit right there. You've got a quarterback knowing that he's going against a rookie quarterback. He stepped in and picked it.
You think he had a great week of preparation, looking forward to this opportunity? And the second part of that is, when you're a young quarterback, you are going to stare down targets, but oftentimes the playbook hasn't expanded to give you full field reads as well. Makes it a little bit tougher for him.
Emmanuel Ogbah there on the stop.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
My high school coach John Ford used to say all the time, if you're in a bad situation, laddie, don't compound it with a bad decision as well. And I think that's what we just saw there. Harassed in the pocket, and he throws into double coverage anyway.
He called you laddie?
He called me laddie, and that was the nicest thing he called me.
And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Ryan to Jones, the Falcon connection there for a first. Now a play fake here on first down. Sanu with a grab over the middle. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A good pick up there of 20 yards. On first and 10, it's Ryan. Looking downfield for Jones. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Second and 10, it's Ryan again. Getting it out left side to Sanu. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. On first down, Ryan. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Calvin Ridley, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Falcons are in for 6. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. Throwing again, Ryan. Complete at the 1. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this third quarter. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, first and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They begin the drive with Johnson. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. The tackle made there by Tack McKinley.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run.
Watch it now, Barney.
Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The Browns on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. From the gun, Mayfield. Eluding the pressure right. And this is caught. He hits Landry. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. That'll give him 60 yards receiving. Leaving now as he's got a first down from Falcon territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Now a handoff. Johnson. Foyesade Aluakan made the tackle there from his safety position.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Again, it's Johnson. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Johnson on the counter. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let him down a little bit.
They allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff him for a loss. He can run for it, and he will. That is caught. It's Perriman. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They run the play fake to Coleman. Now Ryan. And oh, look at that. A diving catch. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
And that's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in a game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that catch?
Yeah, excellent. Makes the quarterback look a whole lot better.
Hey, wait. Left. 21.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Now Ryan on 2nd down. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. From the gun, it's Ryan. It's caught. Jones. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. He's up now to 80 yards receiving in the ball game, and he's got a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this.
Let's go. 21.
Now Ryan on first down. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. The loss of 3 on that first down pass play, now 2nd and 13. Ryan to throw. Drops it off for Coleman. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. The Falcons on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 11.
Hey, got 11.
Here's Ryan. Steps away to his left. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 20. Oh, now he bowls him over. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the 4th quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
Following the interception, Mayfield. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
Now let's go.
Here's Mayfield. Dancing to his left. He's going to look deep now for Landry. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is it just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Underneath for Johnson. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first. Now Mayfield. Open receiver, that's David Njoku. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Another 13 yards there twice in a row, and they're on the move. Another first down as well. Mayfield. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. I see you nodding your head up and down. That's a very heady decision at this stage of the game. Out of the pocket, nowhere to go. Just get rid of it.
That's a smart play because you're not worried about your completion percentage, and you're also not trying to force it into bad traffic as well. Throw the ball away.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
And he's got his man. That's Landry. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. On the ground, this is Johnson. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the 4th.
I don't know how many more of these my heart can take, my man. I just don't know. Another big touchdown late in the game. They look like they're in control, but still, there's a chance. Block the extra point, go down and score, kick the extra point themselves. They can pull this one out.
Yeah, but also on the sideline that just took the lead, you got to get your defense ready and the special teams unit for the kickoff coming up.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Got to pull everyone together and make sure they're still focused and aren't already celebrating a win.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
12.
Back to throw. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Gun!
Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. It's caught inside the 25. And way down into the red zone before he's dropped inside of Cleveland's 15. Charles, just a gigantic play right there.
Absolute breakdown defensively, but take no credit away. A huge gain, and that turns things around.
He's back to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Hey, Tuesday. Gun. Hey, gun. Hey, gun.
They'll look to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. And now time for one final play that has to be obviously in the end zone.
Can't wait to see what they call, but you want to get it to your best player. Sometimes you have to do it by formation. Move everyone to one side, and maybe he gets a one-on-one isolated on the backside.
One last shot for Ryan. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here, coming down really to that last play. Great job defensively to get the pick and seal it.
And we know that every play during a game matters. You're never sure which one's going to be one of the key ones. But at the end of the game, when you analyze it, 3, 4, 5 plays are going to be the ones you focus on. And that last play was one of them. The last shot had to take it, and they came up with the interception and sealed their victory.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Browns, and they're happy in the dog pound as we say so long from Cleveland.